Minecraft accounts. There are tens of millions of them, but none are the same. There is an almost infinite possibility of name combinations, but the vast majority aren't special, just random names chosen by one of millions of players. However, there exist a few Minecraft accounts which have very special usernames. Some are just rare or unique words, and others break the rules, containing spaces preventing server commands from working on them, or even only containing one character. Some accounts are one of a kind, containing certain features that none other have. Some accounts have multiple capes, of which several are exceedingly rare, with most being unobtainable. And some Minecraft accounts are so lucrative that they are desperately sought after by certain players or collectors who are willing to pay exuberant prices, often upwards of $10,000 for them. Today we are going to talk about some of Minecraft's most expensive accounts, the story behind them, how much they sold for, and why they are so expensive. So let's begin. Oh, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, it really helps me out. No pressure. I'm going to split this list into two different parts. First, we're going to be talking about rare Minecraft accounts that have actually sold, and then after that, we will talk about some incredibly notable accounts that haven't been sold yet or haven't sold recently, and we'll try to estimate their value. The first account we're going to talk about today is BB. BB is a Minecraft account with only 2 characters, something which isn't possible to create anymore, as there is a 3-character minimum when you try to create Minecraft accounts. However, for a brief period of time during Minecraft's early days, you could reserve a Minecraft username using your email without paying for the account. These accounts were known as non-premium or legacy accounts. Back when this account reservation was a thing, you could reserve 2-character usernames and over time could convert them into premium accounts. Many of these accounts were lost or locked, but there still remained behind a variety of accounts which only had 2 characters, and they had now become increasingly rare. According to this thread on the MC market, there is only 1,369 2-character names in existence. The BB account also has a 2016 Minecon cape, improving its value slightly, selling for $8,000. That's US dollars, by the way, which is what we'll be using throughout this video. Considering there is only a limited number of these 2-character accounts, with multiple being scammed, lost, locked by Mojang, which we'll talk about later, or name changed by their unknowing owner, god that's sad to see, the value of these accounts will only increase. Before we continue this list though, I need to give a massive shout out to X in a Box, who made this video possible. He makes excellent and detailed videos on rare Minecraft accounts and usernames, and I highly suggest you check him out if you're interested in this kind of thing. Link will be down below. Anyways, the account Snow is what's known as an OG account, which is just an account with a short or rare username. The Snow account also has a 2013, 2015, and 2016 Minecon cape, making it more desirable. Snow also sold for $8,000 approximately. The next account, 6 Sniper, didn't sell for as much as some of the other accounts on this list, but it's interesting for one simple reason. When you make an account in Minecraft and choose a username, you aren't allowed to put spaces in them, which is why you often see accounts with underscores separating 2 words, acting as a space. Now, there used to be quite a few accounts with spaces in their names which existed due to various exploits in the game's history, and it's also theorized that in 2011, the Mojang name filter went down by accident temporarily, allowing for the creation of some illegal accounts. And unlike many other illegal accounts, these were problematic because commands wouldn't work with them, allowing the accounts to be immune to server administration and more. In May of 2020 though, Mojang cracked down, forcibly changing their names and also hiding the fact that they once existed. Before this crackdown, an account called 6 Sniper was sold for $800 in 2019. If such an account existed today, it would be worth anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. As of today, all history of names with a space between them have been wiped, except for this account which used to have the username KaiD, and the player who wouldn't have known its value manually changed it himself, thus avoiding Mojang's mass exodus. There are a total of 5 Minecon capes in existence, dating back to 2011, with my personal favourite Red Creeper cape, and accounts which have 1 cape are already worth significantly more than accounts without, often a couple $100s at least. So, accounts which have multiple capes, often referred to as 5 cape accounts or now 6 cape accounts since the Mojang account migration cape, are really lucrative, as you'll soon see. Another OG account, WoW, sold for $15,000 relatively recently, simply due to its username. Interestingly, for a while, up until February of 2015, 4 characters was the minimum required for username creation, meaning that 3-letter accounts technically weren't possible until after this date. Poison, an account with an OG username and 3 Minecon capes, also sold for $15,000. Sword, a very cool OG username with 4 Minecon capes, also sold for 15,000. So how much would an account with all 5 Minecon capes sell for then? A complete set. Well, back in 2020, a 5 cape account named Bwiz852 sold for $4,500. There are very few 5 cape accounts, and as such, this account would likely be worth much more right now, even though it doesn't have an OG name. Anyways, interesting story behind this one. Supposedly after the account was sold, it was locked by Mojang, meaning that it can't be used or logged into. The only way to unlock the account is to go through support and prove you are the original owner. The buyer went through this process and actually managed to get it back, which is very uncommon in the account buying scene, as locked accounts often stay locked more often than they get unlocked. That means that the person who bought this account likely got it back by impersonating the original owner. Alright, so what about the Minecraft account which is sold for the most money? Remember earlier how we talked about 2 character accounts and how they are illegal and thus incredibly rare and expensive? Well, one-upping the roughly 1,300 2-character accounts, actually I should probably say one downing because it's one less character, are the exceedingly uncommon 1-character accounts. 1-character accounts were created using a similar method I talked about earlier with 2-character accounts, but there are far less 1-character accounts because there are far less usernames possible with just 1 character. At one point, almost every single 1-character Minecraft account existed, but many were deleted in the Mojang mass exodus or name changed throughout the years. In fact, as of right now, only 4 1-character accounts still remain. 2 of these 1-character accounts are 8 and G. The 8 account became somewhat famous when xNestorio made a video about it in 2017, which has over 1.7 million views now. Around this time, the 8 account originally sold for $8,000. G, while not as famous, was still well known as like 8, it was one of the only 1-character accounts that had an active owner within the OG names community. 8 has 4 Minecon capes, adding to its value, and G has 3. Both of these accounts would sell many times throughout their lifespan, but eventually a user bought 8 and G together for a total of $20,000 in a combined deal. This is also supposedly a really good deal, with the 8 account being estimated to sell for $35,000 by itself these days, most likely making it the most expensive Minecraft account to ever get sold. But what about accounts which haven't been sold yet, but are still valued at insane prices? Well, let me tell you some, and I'm going to be avoiding talking about accounts of famous YouTubers or other figures, as those accounts only have value because of who owns them, not because of the actual account itself. Remember how we talked about that Minecraft account with 5 Minecon capes that only sold for $4,500? Well, there is another account with 5 Minecon capes named Dan the Awesome, and it's estimated that this account could be worth about $15,000, if not more, despite its lack of OG username. Let's skip ahead now though, and look at what could potentially be the most expensive Minecraft account. And in fact, there are 2 contenders for this position. There actually exist 2 Minecraft accounts which not only have all Minecon capes, but also another special and exceedingly rare cape. Accounts Fox and Nobleman both have not only all 5 Minecon capes, but also a Cobalt cape. Cobalt capes were given to participants and winners of level making competitions, as well as Cobalt League tournament winners. And Cobalt, for those of you who don't know, was another smaller game worked on and published by Mojang. Only 21 accounts exist in the world that have Cobalt capes, making them exceedingly rare. Anyways, Nobleman is an OG username which adds a lot of value to it, but having the 6 capes and not the Optifine one is where its additional value lies. This account is estimated to be worth about $25,000. Fox, on the other hand, is an even more desirable OG username that also has all 6 capes, estimated to be worth slightly more than Nobleman. Now, while Fox did actually sell previously for around $10,000, the reason I say they are both potentially the most expensive accounts is because currently they are both locked by Mojang. That means that they cannot be logged into, used, or sold. And that's sadly the case with many of the best accounts in existence. You see, it is technically against Mojang's EULA to sell or transfer Minecraft account ownership. And you may be thinking, does Mojang even know accounts are being sold? Yes, they do. In fact, back in 2016, MC Market, a website used for selling various Minecraft related services, used to have a section where players could buy and sell accounts, but Mojang went through the forum at one point and locked every single account they saw for sale. Mojang can track how many times a Minecraft account has had its email changed or how many times it's been logged into from a different IP address. If they find that certain accounts have a large number of email changes, as well as lots of logins from different IP addresses, they can lock the account, which means it cannot be logged into, transferred, or really do anything. The only way to get it back from there is to go through support, which seems to have been largely unsuccessful for most buyers. The two accounts, Fox and Nobleman, would likely have the record for most expensive sale if they hadn't been locked. Anyways, back to the list. deadmau5 is a famous musical artist that played and promoted Minecraft in its earlier days. Due to this, he befriended Notch, who gave his account a special feature, its unique ears. The deadmau5 account is the only one in existence that has a special skin modification, meaning it is a one of a kind, rarer than even one character accounts. In fact, there is even a line of code in the game referencing this account that renders its ears. Due to its one-of-a-kind nature, its value could be astronomical, but nobody really knows what it would be worth exactly, and it likely would never be sold. Mark is an account owned by a Minecraft developer, which has 12 capes in total, making it the Minecraft account with the most capes in existence. Now, while this account would never sell for obvious reasons, its value would be tremendously high, as not only does it have a relatively OG name, but a crazy amount of capes, many of which are so rare to the point that majority of players wouldn't even know they exist. Now, the same can also be said for many other accounts which have unique or very rare capes, but it's unlikely that these accounts would ever be sold, or if they do, they would be swiftly locked by Mojang. The price of these accounts is very difficult to estimate because there haven't been any sales or references to look back onto to judge its value, but we can assume it's very high. Just because I know I'll get comments mentioning it, I'm sure developer accounts or Notch's account would also be incredibly expensive, and if every single Minecraft account in existence could be sold, I wouldn't be surprised if they would top out at number 1, but I'm not counting them because they would never be up for sale. That about wraps it up for today. If you're interested in more of this, be sure to check out X in a Box's channel, as well as the OG Nation Discord server. Be sure to subscribe to me and leave a like, join my Discord and check out my Twitter. Thank you all so much for watching.